I'm Annie. We are going to read a book together today. Please make sure to follow my pencil as we read because I'm going to be tracing along every single word and every single sound that we read. And the more you practice looking at the way the word looks and then the way the word sounds, you're going to start making those connections quicker and easier. And the more you do that, the more you practice, you'll be able to start reading cooler and cooler books all by yourself. All right. So today's book is called Goldilocks and the Three Dinosaurs. My goodness. I know the story about the bears. I don't know if I know the story about the dinosaurs. And it's by Mo Willems. So this is going to be fun because it's going to be a little bit familiar and a little bit not familiar. There it is again. Goldilocks and the Three Dinosaurs. All right, here we go. Now, there are some hard words in this book. Okay, so don't get frustrated. I'm going to sound them out like to show you kind of how to sound out words, okay? A lot of picture books have hard words in them, so don't ever get frustrated by that, okay? All right, here we go. Once upon a time, there were three dinosaurs. Papa Dinosaur, Mama Dinosaur, and do you think I'm going to say Baby Dinosaur? I'm not. Get ready. And some other dinosaur who happened to be visiting from Norway. I was not expecting that. Okay. And this says, Home Sweet Dinosaur Home. They're giant telephones, so they got big faces. All right. One day, for no particular reason, the three dinosaurs made up their beds, positioned their chairs just so, and cooked 3 bowls of, do you think I'm going to say porridge? I am not. Get ready. Cooked 3 bowls of delicious chocolate pudding at varying temperatures. Interesting. So this one, they put ice cubes in. MD probably stands for Mama Dinosaur. Dinosaur of Norway looks like maybe like a good temperature, maybe like a delicious temperature. It looks like Papa Dinosaur. PD, Papa Dinosaur, is really making his hot. Interesting. So look, these are all in caps. If you ever see words that are all in caps, it's like they're yelling. And you can do that if you're ever writing something. If you want someone to be yelling, you write it all in caps. Oh boy, said Papa Dinosaur in his loud, booming voice. It is finally time to leave and go to the, someplace else. Yes, continued Mama Dinosaur. I sure hope no innocent, little succulent, that's such a hard word. Succulent means like delicious and wonderful. Child happens by our unlocked home while we are, someplace else. Heh, heh, heh. They seem to be setting a trap. Then the other dinosaur made a loud noise that sounded like a big, evil laugh, but was probably just a polite Norwegian expression. He's saying, har, har, horch, herg. The three dinosaurs went someplace else and were definitely not hiding in the woods waiting for an unsuspecting kid to come by. There's a lot of hard words in this, so don't ever get frustrated if you pick up a picture book and you're like, I can't read this. A lot of picture books have big words in them, okay? Sure enough, 5 minutes later, a poorly supervised little girl named Goldilocks came traipsing along. Traipsing is like skipping la 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 la. Just then, the forest boomed with what could have been a dinosaur yelling, "Gotcha!" But I'm pretty sure it was just the wind. The loud noise was immediately followed by another loud noise that sounded kind of like, "Be patient, Papa Dinosaur, the trap is not yet sprung." But that could have been a rock falling or a squirrel. They're definitely setting a trap for her, I think. Look at them. And this says, 0.2 miles, very nice house to trap. Oh, it said 0.2 miles to trap, and they crossed out trap and wrote very nice house. Getting closer. They're not being very secretive here. Either way, Goldilocks was not the type of little girl who listened to anyone or anything. For example, Goldilocks never listened to warnings about the dangers of barging into strange, enormous houses. So, as soon as Goldilocks came across a strange, enormous, there it is again, house, she barged right in. "Welcome, tee-hee." That's a great welcome, Matt. Inside, Goldilocks immediately smelled the 3 bowls of delicious chocolate pudding. Said Goldilocks. "That chocolate pudding smells delicious. If only I could get all the way up to the top of that counter." 'Cause it's a dinosaur-sized house. Then Goldilocks noticed a very tall ladder that just happened to be there, and certainly wasn't left on purpose. It was totally left there on purpose, right? Goldilocks climbed up the ladder and found herself face to face with 3 gigantic bowls of chocolate pudding. Look how big that is. The first bowl of chocolate pudding was too hot, but Goldilocks ate it all anyway because, hey, it's chocolate pudding, right? The second bowl of chocolate pudding was too cold, but who cares about temperature when you've got a big bowl of chocolate pudding? Not her. The third bowl of chocolate pudding was just right. But Goldilocks was on such a roll by now, she hardly noticed. Look at her eyeballs. She's like, ah. That's a ton of chocolate pudding that she just ate. So much. Soon, Goldilocks was stuffed like one of those delicious chocolate-filled little girl bonbons, which, by the way, are totally not the favorite things in the whole world for hungry dinosaurs. Oh no. Do you realize what the dinosaurs are making? They're making a delicious chocolate-filled little girl bonbon. Maybe she ate too much. Let's see what happens. Tired and groggy, Goldilocks noticed 3 chairs in the living room. So she climbed down the ladder and walked out of the kitchen. The first chair was too tall. The second chair was too tall. But the third chair, what do you think? If this was the regular bear story, what would you say? The third chair was just right, right? Was too tall. They're all too tall. Goldilocks wasn't going to climb that high just to sit in some chair. So she hiked over to the bedroom. When she got there, Goldilocks noticed that the beds were also gigantically big. "What is going on around here?" groaned the exhausted girl. "The bears that live here must be nuts." She still thinks it's bears. Just then, the room filled with a loud, booming noise that was either a passing truck or a dinosaur gloating, "A few more minutes and she'll be asleep. Delicious chocolate-filled little girl bonbons are yummier when they're rested." They're watching for her. Even a little girl who never listens to anyone or anything had to hear that. She's like, Goldilocks took a minute to stop and think, which was longer than she was used to stopping and thinking. "Hey," she told herself, "this isn't some bear's house. This is some dinosaur's house." Say what you like about Goldilocks, but she was no fool. As quickly as she could, she ran to the back door and got out of there. And this says, it's upside down, but it says, "Wipe your talons." Those are like bird claws, but, dinosaur claws too, I guess. Just then, a loud plane flew by, which sounded pretty much like a trio of dinosaurs yelling, "No!" or "Charge!" or the Norwegian expression for "chewy bonbon time." Suddenly and completely, this is a big word, so many big words here, coincidentally, so completely coincidentally, the three dinosaurs rushed through the front door. But they were too late. This is cursive. It says, "We are natural gas." Your parents would laugh at that. Goldilocks was gone, and all that was left in the house were three disappointed dinosaurs. The end. And the moral is, if you ever find yourself in the wrong story, leave. She's like, "Hi, guys." And the bears are like, "Oh, no." And the moral for dinosaurs is, lock the back door. Because then she couldn't have gotten out. That's goofy. I liked it. If you liked, so look, there's all these different Goldilocks and the Three Crows, Three Dudes, Three Red Herring. They're all crossed out, but then, the one that's circled is Goldilocks and the Three Bears. There's a lot of different ones in here. There's so many different ones. If you liked that book, you want to read all those different weird Goldilocks ones, you can definitely get this from your library. I'll put links below. You can get it on online. You can go to your local bookstore and probably get it. This is a great book, and you should get it so that way you can read along to it by yourself without me yapping away about all the different things in here. It's nice to read a book like just by yourself sometimes. So definitely get this book and get yourself a clicky pencil. Click, click, click. So you see, this one, I don't even have the eraser on it. It's like I know this is my reading pencil. Have a grown-up help you take all the lead out, and then you can use it to follow along, especially with words like these. Some of these words are really, really big. To really help you follow along and chunk up different words that might be like a big word. But if you chunk it up, temperatures, and then you can kind of flex the sounds a little bit to be like, what does that sound like? Oh, temperatures. I know that word. It's just like a good reading strategy to use with your clicky pencil. So go for it. He already gave you the excellent morals of the story. If you ever find yourself in the wrong story, you should leave and lock your back door. But I'm going to go ahead and say also don't try to trap anybody in your house and make them into a chocolate-filled bonbon. Maybe just maybe you could ask your grown-up if you wanted to make some chocolate pudding for yourself. Eat a reasonable amount, and then you can, go be awesome and be a little bit chocolate-filled, but not too chocolate-filled. All right. I hope you loved that, and I will see you very soon.